Hi, I'm Reluctant Artsy, and today I'm bringing to you something that I'm extremely excited about, and that is Ironsworn. Ironsworn is an RPG that's particularly attractive if you are an introvert. I'm an introvert. I know that there's been lots of times when I have not wanted to go to the friendly local game store and sit at a table and play with other people. Even though I want to play an RPG, my anxiety is such that I say to myself, what are they going to ask me? Am I going to be put in an awkward position? Am I going to feel comfortable? Are they going to judge me? Things that pop into our minds. And as somebody who has anxiety, I shy away from joining new groups. And how can I play an RPG? Well, maybe I can go on Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds and join with people that I absolutely don't know. So there's a bit of a distance, a bit of a safety. Well, there's still that awkwardness and that anxiety that can come up, especially meeting new people. Even though my job involves lots of people and large groups, I do find that I'm exhausted at the end of that experience, at the end of that interaction, and that and what I feel is being very, very extroverted and having to be extroverted. I want to kind of go home and just sit and watch shows. And for me, most of the time, I'm not watching TV. I'm watching YouTube videos, and I'm watching streaming videos that are particularly interesting because they are RPGs. So I watch a lot of Adam Koebel and various other streams of role-playing games. Ironsworn caught my attention because of those streams, because of Adam Koebel. And so I got excited, so much so that I said, I want to go on Twitch and do this live. I haven't done that yet. And here, I'm here to say that even though I've learned about this game 6 weeks ago, whenever Adam Koebel put up his video, I became immersed in this game. And the only reason why I haven't played it is because I haven't had the opportunity yet to say, okay, I want to make sure that I'm not online making mistakes. That's another video. So let's look at it and see what you think. So you have two images. One is of the game itself, Ironsworn. It's a tabletop RPG of Perilous Quest. It's by Sean Tomkin. Sean has created something beautiful, as well as smooth as silk. It's almost seamless in its creativity and its invitation to be creative. You look at this game and you say, I want to be creative. I don't want to be with a lot of people. I can play this role-playing game solo. I can play this role-playing game without a large group. I can play with just myself and my wife without a GM, and we're both creating this world together. How awesome is that? You have your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your partner, and you're together, and you want to explore your best friend, and you want to explore a role-playing game, but D&D doesn't seem to work with sidekicks. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe in your experience that's true. Maybe you don't want to get crunchy like Zweihander. And even though it's grim, and let's face it, this system is grim. We'll talk about that in a second. If you don't want heavy crunch, and you don't want kind of cookie cutter D&D high fantasy world, and you want something solo that's going to fit in with your introverted nature, and many of us are, this is going to fit the bill. And if you're extroverted and you want to play with a gang of people, this is just as good. I believe that the sweet spot, not with a lot of experience, but from what I've watched and from what I've read, the sweet spot is 2 people or solo. That's a very rare experience in the role-playing community. So embrace this. Go out and buy. Oh, don't buy it because it's free. It's absolutely free. Everything is free. Maybe Sean has, some reason, and I haven't looked into what the reason is why it's totally free. But this book is over 200 pages, and he could easily be charging $24 for this, and it would sell. He's made it accessible to all of us so that anybody, no matter what your economic situation is, you can play this. So it's great. I suggest you download Ironsworn Lodestar. This is a reference guide, and boy, does it just knock it out of the park. It is only 30 odd pages, mostly tables. And if you want to kind of launch into the understanding of the game without going through videos or this large tome, because it is, go to Lodestar. Lodestar is very, very easy for you to understand the concept. So I'm going to get out of this. And of course, I have something that I wanted to look at a little bit later. So here's the mechanics summary. So you've got challenge dice. You got 3 dice, and that's all you need. You have challenge dice, which are D10s. You roll your D10s. I rolled a 4 and a 7. You have an action dice. Your action dice, it's quite simple. It's a D6. You roll your D6. I rolled a 3. You add in a modifier. Let's say that my modifier is heart. And let's say I have a 3 in heart. 3 plus 3 is 6. Let's say that I have an additional modifier that's come from either maybe something that I have equipped or some type of talent that I have, a path that I have. We'll speak about that in a second. I add that to this. Let's say I get a 7. Well, the 7 on this, 6 plus 3 plus 1, so that's the 7, is going to beat the 4, but it's going to tie the 7. Ties don't count. You've got to be above it. So it's a weak hit. You conquered 1 dice, but you didn't conquer both, so it's a weak hit. It means that you succeed, but there's a consequence to that success. If you go over and you look at, say, I rolled a 6 and a 4, and let's say I still had 7 as my action dice number, my action score, I will have had a strong hit. If I failed, and let's say I rolled a 1 instead, and did not beat the 4 or the 6, then I'd have a failure. And there would be a consequence, and that's listed on the moves. Moves will give you kind of an idea of what exactly the consequence will be of either a success or a failure or a weak hit. And statistically, you're going to look at this bell curve and you're going to say, well, this is really geared towards weak hits or failures. And that's true. And that's in a way why it's so grim, is because the world is perilous. This is a perilous quest that you're on, whatever it looks like. And it doesn't just have to be combat. It can be anything. There's a move for everything. And once you look at it, you'll get it. I'm not here to explain the rules. I'm here to, as I have been, but I'm not here to explain the rules as much as to get you excited or at least intrigued enough that you're going to look at it. Go look at this. Maybe the best bet is to download Lodestar first. Take a look. If you're immediately interested, then get the book. But it's free. Why wouldn't you get the book? Even as somebody who's interested in the role playing community and in role playing games in general, you may find this to be extremely exciting just because it's so very different from a lot of the more popular systems that are out there. So, I want to bring us down, if I can, to here where, Sean has given us options in this book. So it's not just placing a 3 in one statistic or in one attribute, and then 2 2s and 2 1s. You can also make it challenging and not perilous by giving yourself a 4 3 3 2 2 and placing those in your character creation. But it's not just character creation. You go down and you're going to be able to create your world, to go into your world, to look at it, and you're going to find on Oracle, because that's what they call these tables, are oracles. You're going to be able to roll on there and decide what the name of your community is, as I said, and almost everything, character creation, even names. The art, as I said, look at this. This is just spectacular. So in this suffer move, you're looking at enduring stress. And on a strong hit, you're going to shake whatever that stress is off, and you're going to have some momentum and stuff. And on a weak hit, you're pressing on a miss. You're going to suffer on your momentum table. And that's going to give you a more daunting experience. And that drives you on to conquer and to succeed. And it may take you a while to succeed, but that success is going to be savored so much. Can't speak enough of this game. It is exciting and almost encouraging. Look at this as a table. The action table. You roll a couple of dice. Percentile dice, I got 100. Summon. So, summon. What am I summoning? 10 and 16. Your action is to summon 16 innocence. Summon innocence. So the theme is innocence. How does that look to you? So if I were with my partner and I was going through this, I might say, maybe I'm involving a child, somebody innocent. Maybe I'm involving somebody from the spiritual community, someone who's innocent, maybe a virgin, maybe somebody particular, and maybe I need to involve them in the quest in some way. And why? Why someone innocent? See how your brain just all of a sudden starts working away. This game is brilliant if you are into literary endeavors, such as journaling, diaries. This is going to get you thinking outside of the box, and it might give you opportunities to launch into screenplays or something along those lines. I want to get out of the Lodestar book and look at what's going on online and what encouraged me. Well, obviously I've spoken about Adam Coble and what he offered on his first look, and I would go to his first look and take a look at what he's done there. Adam doesn't have a lot of time. If you watch a lot of his stuff, you'll see that he doesn't have a lot of time. He has dedicated himself to playing this actually on a regular basis, and is really, I think he's on his fourth session maybe. He's taken the time out of his busy schedule to play this because he recognizes that this is not only a good game, but this is great viewing. that's another element of this. Let's say you don't want to play. Maybe you just want to relax and watch a role-playing stream. Maybe you're not interested in Acquisitions Incorporated. Maybe you're not interested in watching Far Verona. Maybe you just want to watch something new and different. Maybe you don't want to watch a popular YouTuber. Maybe you just want to watch somebody who's excited about something, like this video. Adam's doing this. There's this person who has a very small channel, but she's doing fantastic. Christiana Ellis, can't recommend her gameplay videos enough. She's doing a great job. Another great kind of YouTuber who's looking specifically at this game and has played countless hours, Midnight Jester. Another really good video. And the list goes on. People are constantly creating new content for this, but it's going under the radar because it's small people like me who are excited about the possibilities of this game, because it scratches an itch that maybe we didn't even know that we had. Maybe we weren't thinking about our introverted natures and how gameplay can kind of put us out of our comfort zone. This puts us very much in our comfort zone. I want to look at one last thing that excites me about this and playing online, and that is D&D Beyond. I've been a part of this for a year, but I haven't played online with or not D&D Beyond, Roll20. Maybe D&D Beyond should be no, they're D&D. Anyway, we'll go back. So Roll20. I haven't played other than fooling around with it. But if you get it and you have a free membership, you can just go on. So I'm going to show you that you can just go onto the character sheet, which is right here. I've just got a whatever character that I kind of came up with. And here's your character sheet. As you see, I put 3 in heart, and you get to roll. So we're rolling. Let's say we have no modifier. I'm doing something that involves my heart and my relationships and things like that. Very feely type of situation. And I roll on that. And what do I roll? Well, I have to move this. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to go to the front page. And it says, I scored a strong hit. Hurrah! So that's great. So you'll see that it's just as simple as rolling. And there's a weak hit. Roll20 and what Athen has done, I believe that's the person's name. They are doing great stuff on Roll20 and have provided us with the assets and progress and oracles. At least that's what I believe. And so you can go to the oracles and you can just roll. Remember, we just did that action and theme. Well, what's the action? The action is command. The theme is revenge. What do we think of that? You have another person with you and you're playing with just you and your partner, or you and a friend. And you can look at that and you can say, okay, revenge. I'm commanding something. I'm commanding revenge. What does that look like? And you can see that it's going to jog your mind to come up and to push you and push the story forward and more forward and more forward. I love it. I just love it. What's your character's role? Leader. Well, that makes sense for commanding revenge. What's your character's goal? To fulfill a duty. What's your character descriptor? Weak. Not much of a leader is that person. Again, Roll20 makes it super simple because it's right here. All you need is the book and this, and you can go and YouTube or stream all you want on Twitch or whatever your favorite streaming platform is. It just provides you with something great. So I'm really excited about this, as you can tell. I find that it's evocative. It's storytelling at its best. It's not a miniatures game. It's purely theater of the mind. You might be able to use miniature. I know that Delve is coming out, And you can actually download Ironsworn Delve off the page. Google it up, find this, download the resources, and you're going to be excited. I'm just so excited that I printed out all of these character paths and rituals and companions. Your character will get 3 of those and will determine what the character is like. There are other expansions. Really, it's what people have contributed to the community. And here you'll see that these are foes and encounters that you can do. So let's just randomly choose something. Common folk, it is maybe a troublesome encounter, and it gives a descriptor of this. There's so much depth through the support of the community, through Sean himself, through his podcast with his son Matt Click, who is also well known in the D&D and role-playing community, and I encourage you to look him up. There is nothing preventing you from just starting up a game this evening or even this afternoon. Maybe you're on a train and you're making a commute. Maybe you're on a plane. This is so simple and yet has such depth because of the creativity that you yourself come up with. And that's very much a hallmark of introverted people. And so, though not exclusively for introverts, this just hits that sweet spot. Enjoy it, and enjoy the game that's been provided for us. Support Sean and the work that he's given us for free. So enjoy the day, have fun, don't be grumpy, and I'll see you on with the next video. Oh, and like and subscribe. It doesn't hurt you. It helps me. I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber. I'm just trying to measure if people are appreciating what I'm uploading. So there we go. And don't be grumpy.